Hey, Nick Peterson here. I'm gonna try this game. My microphone wasn't working last time. I got like 2 minutes in. The microphone wasn't working. So I'm gonna break down a concept that I've known intuitively through experience, which a lot of people I talk to, a lot of people I consult, they already know. They just don't have a framework or the language to help them make decisions. So like the science of hindsight is 2020, right? But how do we take that and build frameworks for the future? And like clockwork, people pushing for higher revenue numbers are always the ones stuck on a hamster wheel. And I got the language from Dan Nicholson yesterday because he's worked with thousands of business owners in the millions and the billions and the 100,000s, like wide range. But he has billionaire clients. The same problem. When you're super revenue focused and you don't take the time to zoom out and find the trends of your business. So for example, maybe you're a fitness person or a tax person, like Dan Nicholson has a financial firm. The revenue is going to creep up on January 1st till April 15th. People trying to get their taxes done, right? Natural influx of people searching for it. New Year's resolution, natural influx and people searching for solving the problem. So what we do is we have a good month. We have a record month, and that is what buries most companies because they have a record month and they extrapolate it out. And they assume that's going to be their run rate, even if there's a bunch of data that says you're actually pretty wavy in revenue, which is okay. Okay. And here's the fact. What always follows a high? A low. Always. Right? Even if that low is higher than your baseline or your low, it's still not as high as the high. So what we do is we have a record month in revenue. We extrapolate that out. We acquire expenses, and Dan breaks this down really well in yesterday's class. We acquire expenses and people because we have the revenue, not accounting for the dip that's going to come. It has to, and that's okay. It's okay to have valleys. As long as this valley is higher than your last valley, right? Then your average is improving. Your business is growing over time. But if we make decisions based on that revenue spike and that record month, you're going to bury yourself. We need to make decisions. For me, I always say the rolling average. Dan, obviously, is the expert, has spreadsheets that he teaches in the class. He actually gives you workbooks. You enter the numbers and it like flips stuff around. It shows you your trends. So you have to know your trends. You don't buy stuff after a record month because we don't know why that was a record month. Maybe we have an idea, but we can look at the trends and say, hey, look, every March you have a dip in revenue. So we can't acquire all of this new overhead until after March, right? Because we don't know if that dip is coming. It's come every year for the last 5 years. So it's trends. It's really, really important. So that's the mistake that we make. We get into the fundamental attribution error a little bit, which Dan breaks down pretty well. But we really got to get the natural ebbs and flows, right? So I'll give you an example of, let's say you do own an accounting firm, or John Rowley just popped on. John Rowley has a fitness business. Let's say he launches his a new fitness business and then does an obnoxious amount of work, and his business spikes up in January. Now, we don't know if that spike was natural because it's January 1st or if it's all the work that John did, right? So naturally we attribute, well, shit, I did all that work, I made all that money. But the reality is it might be because it's January. So if we try to keep scaling February, March, April, revenue starts tanking, right? And so we just can't make decisions at the peaks. Okay, because the peak is by definition the best you have ever done, right? And then you're gonna hit a valley, another peak, another valley, another peak. Now, if every peak is higher than the previous peak and every valley is higher than the previous valley, the average is a straight line of growth. Or Kiara and John are fitness people, it'd be a straight line of weight loss, right? But it doesn't look like a straight line. So we can't make decisions at our lowest low, and we can't make decisions at our highest high. We have to understand the trend and get the average, or we will bury ourselves, which is why people's best month, even in weight loss, in fitness, in any complex system, people's best month is often the reason they fail in the long term, because they make decisions based on that one data point or that one line. Okay. Like if there's a data point, 2 data points is a line, like 3 or more, you get to a trend. Most people are making decisions on data points or lines, and you can't do that. Okay. Do $500,000 this month, take on a huge staff, and now you're in trouble if you can't repeat it next month. And there's no data that suggests you will. You just had one data point, right? So Dan breaks this down really, really well. There's a whole workbook with like 10 tabs. If you just enter your business information and do what he says, it spits out your trends. It tells you how much money you should spend. It tells you how many more sales you need to make in order to raise your floor and your baseline, all that stuff. It's brilliant. It's cfeclass.com. We teach it together because I just kind of co-host and I get to learn. And Chandler says this was the most mind-blowing part of Nixness for me. Yeah, it's just long-term trends, man. I see people, weight loss. Let's use weight loss as an example. Yo-yo dieters. They lose 20 pounds like 11 times and they are still the same weight. Internet marketers, business owners have a record month, and I've seen them have like 12 record months, and they still don't have any more money in their pocket, and they're not getting any further, right? It's just trends. Okay? And if you, from a business perspective, the best way is numbers, data, and you can go to cfeclass.com, watch a little video with me and Dan jamming on it, see how much money you're leaving on the table, and just like probably enroll is what I would do. I could tell you that if you enter promo coupon code CFE, you'll get 50% off. So it's like $500 for basically the foundation, which you can run your entire business and get a, like, eliminate all that uncertainty. So that's that. You guys are awesome. CFEclass.com. Chandler, thanks for pointing out that's the part of Nixmas. Nixmas replays are available. Just let me know if you want them. I'm pretty sure you can also go to nickpeterson.com/Nixmas. But go to cfeclass.com. Watch that. If you enroll, I'll give you Nixmas